My manager told me to leave my daughter's funeral early because a client meeting was more important. I thought he had to be joking. He wasn't. My 8-year-old daughter, Lily, died after a drunk driver ran a red light. 3 days later was her funeral. I had already told my manager, Kevin, that I would be unavailable all week. He approved the leave himself. At 7:12 that morning, my phone buzzed. Need you in the office by noon. I stared at the message. Then I replied, I'm burying my daughter today. A minute later, another message appeared. The service will probably be finished by then. The Henderson account can't wait. I locked my phone and slipped it into my pocket. The church was full. Teachers, neighbors, parents from Lily's soccer team. People shared stories about how she always packed extra snacks because she worried another child might forget lunch. I smiled through tears I'd stopped trying to hide. Halfway through the service, my phone started vibrating again. Then again, then again. 11 missed calls, all from Kevin. Finally, a voicemail. I listened to the first few seconds. If you don't show up today, I deleted it before he finished. After the burial, everyone slowly left the cemetery. I stayed. My wife sat beside me without saying a word. Neither of us was ready to leave our daughter behind. Then my phone rang again. Kevin. This time, I answered. He didn't even say hello. Where are you? At my daughter's grave. A pause. Then he sighed. So you're really not coming in? I ended the call. The next morning, HR emailed me asking to attend a meeting. When I arrived, Kevin was already sitting there. The HR representative looked uncomfortable before anyone had spoken. Kevin slid a folder across the table. We've documented concerns about your reliability during an important client week. I stared at him. My daughter died 4 days ago. He folded his hands. We all have personal challenges. The business still has to operate. For several seconds, nobody spoke. The HR representative avoided my eyes. I walked out without saying another word. That afternoon, I packed my desk. Most people pretended not to notice. Only one coworker approached me. Melissa. She quietly asked, do you still have his texts? Yeah. Forward everything to me? Why? Just trust me. So I did. Every text, every email, every voicemail, everything. A week later, Melissa called. You need to check your email. There was a message from corporate compliance, not HR. Corporate, they wanted copies of every conversation I'd had with Kevin regarding my leave. Apparently, Melissa had reported everything through the company's ethics hotline, not because she expected anything to happen, because she couldn't live with staying silent. I sent them everything. 2 weeks later, an investigator interviewed me, then several coworkers, then the HR representative. Months passed. I assumed nothing would come of it. Then one Friday morning, I arrived at work to find Kevin's office empty. His nameplate was gone. Nobody said anything. Later that afternoon, the regional director asked me to step into his office. He closed the door. I owe you an apology. He explained that the investigation had confirmed every message, every voicemail, and every decision Kevin had made. The HR representative admitted she had objected to the disciplinary meeting but hadn't pushed back when Kevin insisted. Kevin's employment had been terminated for violating company policy and failing to follow bereavement leave procedures. The regional director asked if I would consider staying. I thanked him, then I told him I couldn't. Every hallway reminded me of the week I buried my daughter. Some memories don't disappear just because the person responsible is gone. A month later, I accepted a position with another company. During orientation, my new manager asked if there was anything important he should know about me. I told him I had recently lost my daughter. He didn't ask me to explain. He simply said, if you ever need time, you won't have to justify it here. That sentence weighed almost nothing, yet it lifted something I'd been carrying for months. On my first day, I found a small envelope on my desk. Inside was a photo of Lily at her last soccer game. Melissa had mailed it after hearing where I'd been hired. On the back, she'd written only one sentence. Some things matter more than work. I framed that photo the same day because losing my daughter was the hardest thing I've ever survived. But watching someone treat her funeral like a scheduling conflict, that was the moment I realized no job is worth sacrificing your humanity.